What's up, sacred men? This is Pastor Justin, and this channel exists to encourage, teach, and train men to live boldly for the glory of God in all things. And what I want to do here today is going to be really quick. I'm hoping this video is less than 10 minutes long. We do this thing called fight clubs at Sacred City Church, and fight clubs are groups of men who meet together, usually 4 or 5 dudes that get together. And the whole point of them is to fight the fight of faith together. So they are a group of men who want to encourage, teach, and train each other to live boldly for the glory of God in all things. And a lot of people, a lot of dudes at Sacred City Church are in fight clubs. And over the past year or so, we've added, something like 100 people to our church. And so I know that there's quite a few guys who aren't in fight clubs, who want to be in fight clubs. And what we're going to do at the next Sacred Men event is we're going to help you get a part of a fight club. And we're going to kind of teach about the purpose of fight clubs, the goal of fight clubs, how they operate. I think I'm going to probably write something on fight clubs. I'm going to write either a book or an ebook on fight clubs if I have the time to be able to do that. But it's something that I'm wanting to do here soon, because over the past 13 years of our church, we've seen a lot of benefit from men. And then we have them for women too, but men getting together and having this fraternal brotherhood, face-to-face relationship with other dudes where we can chop it up. We can ask each other, how's it going in your life? How's it going in your marriage? How's it going in your kids? And we can share, I'm having a difficult time in my marriage. I'm having a difficult struggle right now, and I need help working through this. And we can apply the gospel, and we can speak the truth of God into each other's lives. And sometimes we have to kind of call each other out, man, like you're not leading your family well. And that's good too, even though it hurts in the moment. We're told in scripture that discipline feels painful in the moment, but then it produces a fruit of righteousness that leads to eternal life. And that's what we want for all of us. So what I want to encourage you to do, if you're not a part of a fight club, start asking some guys in your missional community and start asking your missional community leader and say, hey, who's not in a fight club? And if you know a few people at the church and they're not in fight clubs, maybe you start to form up your own fight club and get a couple guys together. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to recommend a book to you that you can start out working through as kind of a curriculum or a core for your fight club. Now, many people, when they join our church, many people, after they've been here for a while, because, the Sunday gathering is the most important, right? And then missional community is the next important thing. And so everyone's not going to be in fight club all the time, and that's okay. Some people, the next step for them in their discipleship is they take what we have at Sacred City Church called Sacred City Institute, and that's really a 1 or 2 year or a 3-year program that teaches you the faith, right? Teaches you the basics, what the gospel is, how to live in community, how to be on mission, teaches you all kinds, apologetics, a bunch of different things. And in our Sacred City Institute, they form you into sex-based cohorts, right? So you kind of naturally get a fight club. And what happens a lot of times is as you get through that cohort, if you found, a brotherhood there, you can keep that cohort and that can become your fight club, right? So what I want to recommend today is for those of you who are either already in a fight club or you are wanting to get some brothers around you, that you kind of take the initiative and you start meeting some guys and you start forming a fight club that meets. You can meet weekly, you can meet bi-weekly, you can meet wherever you want to meet. We've met in bars, we've met in coffee shops, we've met in homes, and now my fight club meets in my office early in the morning. But what I want to recommend is this book right here. It's Good to Be a Man by Michael Foster and Dominic Brown Tennant. And Michael Foster is a pastor in Ohio. He is a good friend of a friend of mine, D. Michael Clary. I read this book a few years ago. I've made it through pretty quick. It's a pretty easy read, honestly, but it's just a breath of fresh air for a masculine man, for men. It's a breath of fresh air, and it's going to reorder some of our thinking. It's going to reorient us towards biblical manhood. And I think it's just a good place to start. I'm looking forward to going through it again for the second time. I've got my highlights in here that I can look back on, but I want to dig down deeper into it. And just to give you a little, taste in here, it's got 14 chapters. So if you work through a chapter a week with your fight club, it's going to take you approximately 14 weeks if nothing comes up in the middle of there. You got a chapter on the war between the patriarchies. You got masculinity is very good. Sex is very good. The war on sex, spiritual war, spiritual worship, toxic sexuality, the church effeminate. And we want to be the most masculine church in the Quad Cities. So it's important for us to see, well, what are the traits of an effeminate church? We don't want to be that, right? And it's going to show how the church has been feminized in many ways, and it makes it not conducive for men to be men. And when the gospel comes into men, it renews us as men. The gospel doesn't come into us and make us effeminate, right? The gospel renews and restores nature, how God made us. It doesn't make us into something different as in gender, like make us feminine, right? It makes us into something different as in we're born again, but we're born again men, right? Stuff on a chapter on fatherhood, 2 chapters on gravitas, which is great. If you want to be a man that makes an impact in the world, that when you walk into the room, the temperature of the room changes. Like you walk into the room and you're in a positive way, by the way, that your wife respects you, that you have a man that has gravitas, right? Gravity in one sense, and your kids respect you and other men respect you. Gravitas is an important part of masculinity, and there's 2 chapters on it. It's great. Then you got just how to bear the weight, man. How to bear the weight of manhood. That's a great chapter. Manhood through mission, the necessity of fraternity or brotherhood, and the excellence of marriage. So this is a pretty, accessible book. It's not too thick. It's not written with dense theological language. It will challenge all of us, but it's accessible. And so I think this is a good place to start. In this year, we really want to focus on the men of our church this year. We want to build up godly men, godly fathers, godly leaders in the church. And I think this would be a good way to begin. So join a fight club, talk to your fight club about this. Oh, and one last thing. This book is put out by Canon Press. I would say buy it through Canon Press, support them instead of just going to Amazon and buy it. If you have a Canon Plus membership, you can listen to the audiobook on there. And Canon Press also puts out a study guide. I suggest that at least one guy in the fight club purchase the study guide. So then everybody reads it or listens to it during the week. If you read it, you can highlight it. You can write notes in the margin. You can ask questions in the margin. So then when you get back on the day of your fight club, you can review those, get it fresh in your mind. And then whoever's got the study guide, you can start working through those questions. And the questions are good for causing us to think deeper about it. We want to get it deeper into our mind, right? We want to be able to understand what he's talking about. We want to ask questions and get some answers and let it bounce around in us. And then we really want it to change our heart, right? We want to change our heart posture towards masculinity, God's ideal of masculinity. But this is important. The main goal for working through this book isn't just new information, isn't just for us to finally say, hey, you know what? There's more out there than just toxic masculinity. And yep, it is good to be a man, right? We want our thinking to change, right? We want our thoughts to change. We want our heart to change, but we also want behavioral change, right? We're aiming at action. That's what we want to do. We want to change. And so maybe there's, something going on in our life that we're not happy about ourselves, and we want to get to action. And the study guide helps us get down to brass tacks and get to action, where we could leave each fight club with an action point for our life, right? Something that I need to do today or I need to do tomorrow to lean into what it means to be a good man, what it means to be a godly man. And so the goal of Fight Club isn't just to talk about it, isn't just to think about it, but it's actually to get to action, right? To encourage our men to be better men wherever they're at. So pick this book up, Canon Press. It's good to be a man. You can find it in all kinds of different formats. One guy, get the study guide, talk to your fight club about it, create a plan. And I would love to get through this by summertime, right? If we can do that, get through it by summertime. And then in the summertime, I'll recommend the second book for fight clubs to work through. But that's pretty much all I've got for you today. I wanted to be a short video. I am right under 10 minutes, so I'm hitting my goal. Guys, it is good to be a man, and to be a sacred man is a man devoted to God. And so thanks for watching this video. Hey man, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, hit the like, put a comment or a question down below and I will answer it. Share it with a friend or another brother. If you want to join a fight club with him, send him this video so he knows what's up. And guys, I really do love you. I care for you. I'm praying for you. God bless.